Alright, guitarists are really good at three things: writing riffs, buying gear, and absolutely butchering virtual instruments. You load up a plugin like SampleTank and then all of a sudden your track starts to sound like a demo song from a keyboard out of Harvey Norman in 2007. And it's not the plugin, it's you. So here are three mistakes that guitarists make that make their MIDI sound fake and how to fix it. Alright legends, today we're going to have a look at three beginner mistakes that guitarists make when they're trying to program MIDI instruments, and most importantly, how to fix them. We're going to be using IK Multimedia's SampleTank that comes bundled with the IK Multimedia Guitar Studio bundle. The Australian distributors for IK Multimedia sent me out this product to check out. I haven't paid for it, but I haven't been paid for this video either. So all opinions are mine. They're not going to see this video before it goes out, but for transparency's sake, there you go. Yay! And if you find this sort of stuff helpful, be a legend, go down the bottom, hit that like and subscribe button. There's more videos coming out on the IK Portable Guitar Studio bundle. There's already a bunch that I've already done as well, so go onto the channel and have a look at them if you want to see some more stuff about what's in the bundle. Then coming up, we're going to be recording full songs using only what comes in the bundle, the hardware and the software, an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar, and one microphone, so stay tuned for that because it should be fun. Alright, without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, here's mistake number one: too many layers. As guitarists and as beginner producers, we tend to think that if we add more stuff, it's going to sound more big, and you couldn't be more wrong. Okay, so before we get into it, let's just have a quick look at the session to see what tracks we are running with. So all the VSTIs are going to be using SampleTank, and we have a drum kit, a bass guitar, one pad, two pads, a piano, and a string section. And then for the audio tracks, we've got quad-tracked rhythm guitars, a lead guitar line, a clean funk line, two different verse parts, a verse lead part, and two different acoustic guitar tracks. So let's have a listen to see what it sounds like when there is just too much going on. It's a mess, man. It doesn't sound big. It just sounds like everyone in the band is trying to play a different song. Alright, so I'm just going to loop a 4-bar section and we're going to start muting some bits and pieces to see what it sounds like if we've got less instrumentation going on, to see if it sounds any bigger. Alright, first of all, we're going to mute some of these guitars. And we'll mute the lead line as well, because the way I see it is, if we're in a chorus section, the focus is going to be on the vocals and not on a lead guitar line. If there's a tag at the end of the chorus, yeah, throw the lead back in, but for now, let's mute it, see what it sounds like. Let's lose the strings. Turn the keys up a little bit. And we'll turn this little funk layer down as well. Alright, so just as a little A-B, we're going to play this loop. And this is with everything all in. And with stuff taken out. So with less going on, it actually hits harder. So let's go check out mistake number two. Mistake number two: picking sounds that fight your guitar. For some reason, we kind of like finding sounds that sit right where the guitar naturally lives, in the mid-range. So you start adding keys, layers, and nice thick pads, and all of a sudden, your guitar is lost and you can't really hear anything you've just added. So everything fighting your guitars. In this example, we can hear the keys and the guitars all live in the same sort of frequency range. So we're going to bring up a spectrum analyzer and have a look and see what's actually going on. So I've just soloed the two rhythm guitar tracks, the pan hard, left and right, recorded using different amps on a Tonex, and the spectrum analyzer shows us this. So not much below 100k, and then not a hell of a lot going on above 5k. But in the middle, it's pretty dense. So then if we solo the keyboard track, the frequencies are competing, and we do not want that. So what we could either do is EQ the keyboard track to make it fit better with the guitars, or try something different just to see if it's going to work. Let's grab all the MIDI notes, transfer it up an octave. It's still kind of living in the same frequency territory. What we're going to do now is I'm going to bring the guitars back in and we're going to EQ out some of that mid-range in the keys to see if that helps at all. So just by doing that, you can already hear the keyboards poking out a little bit more. So now the frequency spectrum with just the keys playing, and we'll introduce the guitars. Alright, so just to compare the before and after, so this is without the EQ in it. And then with. Awesome. So they're not fighting anymore. So just by doing that, the guitars are clearer, the keys are clearer. We've carved a dirty great big hole in the mid-range for the guitars to live in, which is exactly what we want to be doing. Think about the frequency spectrum. Your guitars live in the middle, everything else get out of the way. You either go up high or you go down low. Capiche? And finally, mistake number 3, everything playing at the same time. Honestly, this is where songs go to die. We're all guilty of this. Intro, everything. Verse, everything. Chorus, everything. Plus 2 more guitar tracks because quad tracking guitars is obvious. Right? No. Which basically means your song has got the dynamic range of a brick. Not good. And this is what I mean by everything playing all at the same time. So I've got a really brief intro section, a verse section leading into a chorus section with way too many layers. Just everything stacked on top of each other. We're going to check it out now and then have a listen to what a stripped down version will sound like. So drums, bass, 2 different pads, acoustic guitar, 2 electric tracks, an electric lead track. There's heaps of stuff going on. Quad track rhythm guitars, a clean funk layer, a lead layer, synth, piano parts. I mean, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Now let's have a look at a better version. All we've done for this version is take stuff away. The EQ and the compression and the reverb and all the tracks is exactly the same. We may have mucked around with a few little level adjustments and some panning adjustments, but everything else is exactly the same as the original version. So let's check it out. So intro, just pads. Simplified verse. The second part of the verse, we add new stuff. The chorus actually hits. No unnecessary pads, no unnecessary lead lines, just simple. And the tag at the end of the chorus. Lead comes in, strings come in. Much better. Alright, so to wrap this up, we're just going to play the full song. I'm going to show you the dodgy version first, and then we're going to play the improved version second, and you be the judge. You tell me which sounds better, you tell me which one has more impact. Go down the bottom, leave a comment, and let me know. Alright, let's do it. And the better version. miles better. We're using the same tracks, we're using the same recordings. All we're doing is taking stuff away and letting the stuff that's actually there breathe. Honestly, the second version just sounds a buttload better. Heaps more clarity. You can actually hear what the instrumentation is doing, and when the chorus hits, it actually has a bit of impact to it. So after fixing these three things, less layers, better sound choices, and actual dynamics, suddenly your virtual instruments start to sound like a real band, instead of some monkey just panic clicking presets at 2 o'clock in the morning. No one wants to do that. So to wrap it up, if your MIDI sounds fake, it's probably not the plugin, but just a few classic mistakes that all guitarists make when they're starting out on this recording journey. Fix those things and your track is going to sound tons better. But anyway, like and subscribe, hit that bell notification, stay tuned for the new videos coming out soon, and go finish writing that riff and stop adding so many pad layers. You don't need them. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.